What is going on, YouTube? And welcome back to another edition of ClearCryptos Education. My name is T. Hobbs from the Crypto Shop. And of course, you know, I brought my man Jay Seals with me. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Nothing much, man. Today's topic, guys, I think is a really important topic for you guys to pay attention to. Today on the channel, we're going to be showing the correlation between the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. It's very important that you know this correlation because as of right now, even though we don't really like it, some people don't like to admit it, as of right now, the correlation from the stock market and cryptocurrency market is completely together. One moves up, the other moves up. One moves down, the other moves down. We're going to illustrate that for you and give you a couple facts to take home with you. So pay attention. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn the notification bells on so you know every time ClearCryptos releases a video. So go ahead and take it away, Jay.
Okay, so thanks for the introduction. First off, we're going to start in the Investopedia.com article about Bitcoin and the crypto market and the correlation between that and the stock market. So back in 2009 to the late 2010s, Bitcoin's lack of correlation with the broader economy proved a mixed blessing. It acted as a haven for investors interested in an asset class independent of turmoil that afflicts stock markets. However, increased and growing awareness from retail and institutional investors since 2017 has created what appears to be a correlation between prices on the stock and cryptocurrency markets. So in the very beginning, when cryptocurrency first came out, when Bitcoin first came out, because nobody was interested in it that had deep pockets, it didn't really matter. Bitcoin did what it did. But once retail and institutional investors and really institutional investors started to take notice of Bitcoin back in 2017, that's when the tie started. And I want to go over some factors that show that Bitcoin and Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market is actually tied with the stock market. So if we go over to the factors that affect price for equities, which is basically the stock market, and cryptocurrencies, we've got supply, demand, investor sentiment, economic conditions, monetary policy, geopolitics, regulatory changes, and the only difference between the stock market and crypto is developmental changes compared to stock issuer financial health, right? And the reason why, as Investopedia explains it down here, so developmental issues, cryptocurrency at their most fundamental level are data. They are managed by software created and maintained by developers. Development issues with the software or disagreements between developers can cause concerns for investors. An example was when Bitcoin Cash emerged after a hard fork from Bitcoin in July 2017. Investors reacted and Bitcoin's price dropped nearly $600. So you don't see those same developmental issues in the stock market because there's nothing to develop, right? It's just companies that are on the stock market with their products and trying to get investors to buy in, where crypto is a little bit different. Now, the other thing that you also have to understand is that Bitcoin is also tied to gold as well. So when gold is coming down, Bitcoin is normally coming up because Bitcoin is showing that it's a higher store of value than gold. But the reverse is also true. So when gold is coming up, Bitcoin is coming down because more people are interested in gold at the time. So that's just another factor or another market that Bitcoin specifically, but crypto as a whole is tied to, along with the stock market. So go ahead and T. Hobbs, please show us with the charts and with SPY and QQQ how we're actually tied together.
Awesome, man. Thank you for that explanation. And just to your point, developmental issues, as you can see there, the developmental issues that are tied to Bitcoin is basically viewing cryptocurrency as a tech stock, right? It falls underneath that umbrella of tech stocks. Now, that's important because one example that I have for you guys is the S&P 500, right? The top 10 stocks in the S&P 500, and this pretty much duplicates for the NASDAQ and the QQQ. They're just differed by the way that they're weighted in each particular ETF. So the top 10 stocks in the S&P 500 says it right down here. You got Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Google, right? We're just going to go with the top 5. We're not going to bore you with the top 10, but they're weighted pretty heavily. So what does that mean in regards to technical analysis? Well, if we pull up this chart over here, this here is a chart of the SPY, right? Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the S&P 500, please go back and look at some of our other videos where we kind of break down the S&P 500. We break down cryptocurrency as a whole. But this is the S&P 500 on the day chart. I'm using hollow candles for those that are familiar with technical analysis. Just please follow along. Now, I'm looking at this movement on today's date, which is the 28th of July. Currently, we're trading at about 406, but I'm interested in the history of the S&P 500, right? Now, we had this humongous dip down here, and this is probably around the February 2020 when we had the pandemic announcement, right? And then we started climbing back up. Now, if you look at this and you compare it to those 5 stocks that we had in the S&P 500, I've already pulled them up over here. Just want you to kind of follow along. As I move this cursor at the top, this is the S&P 500. Down here in the bottom left is the Bitcoin. This is Ethereum. This is Tesla. And this is Apple. Apple, you might not see a correlation as much because it recently had a split. So the charting is going to be a little off. But here we go. If you take a look at February of 2021, we're going to go all the way back to about February of 2021. Go about right here. Okay. So this is about February of 2021. As you can see, as I'm moving my cursor down here, just kind of follow along in the bottom left corner down here with Bitcoin. As you see in February of 2021, you start to see a gigantic rise right here in the chart of Bitcoin, right? That same movement, upward movement, can be found on the S&P 500 as we start to rise here. As the dips come in, we're starting to take a dip right here. You'll see that same dip come in at Bitcoin here. You'll see that same dip come in right here on Ethereum. You'll see that same dip right here on Tesla. The more you go through this thing, and I could pick pretty much any area. Here we're at our peak, right? On the S&P 500. We're at a pretty high peak on the S&P. Same thing here. See this? 65,000 on Bitcoin. We're over here at 467 on the SPY. The SPY got as high as about 480, somewhere around there. The more and more you go through this, take your opportunity to look up these charts. And if you don't know how to set up these charts, we'll do a video on exactly how to set up these charts on using TradingView. What I want you to do is just, I want you to go through and you can start to see the correlation that it's almost identical. Sometimes it's a little off by, a couple days or something like that. But for the most part, if the S&P 500 goes up, all the rest of these tech stocks, as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum, go up with it. If it comes down, they do the opposite. That's important whether you're investing in blue chips or you're investing in the DeFi market, because the DeFi market and blue chips, they are all tied to the movement of Bitcoin and Ethereum because of the market cap value they hold, the stranglehold that they hold on the cryptocurrency market overall in general. I hope that was explained pretty good. Justin, did you have anything to add to that, brother?
Yeah. So how can we use this information to our advantage as traders, right? So one thing that we know, and it's not always 100% because there's nothing 100% in the market, but one thing that we've seen a lot is that when SPY likes to run, Bitcoin and Ethereum also like to run. So it's an early indicator that you can use for your crypto trading, right? So another thing that we also tend to see is that Bitcoin and Ethereum like to run the most after SPY has already ran, or QQQ has already ran for the day. Now, it doesn't always happen that way, but a lot of the times it does. Same with on the weekends. If SPY and QQQ have a very good day or a very good week, then on the weekends, Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to have a very good weekend. And the opposite is also true. So you can use those little nuggets of information to better help yourself trade at any point of time in the day. So, we always encourage to at least have somewhat of a knowledge on what's going on with the stock market, because it will help your overall decision making when you're trading in the crypto market.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, just like Justin says, use those tools, combine them all together, try to make sure that you come up with a trading plan, which we also did a video on that. But I hope this information has been helpful to you guys. We wanted to take an opportunity to show you the correlation. Overall, we like to see the markets diverge completely. meaning Ethereum or the cryptocurrency market works alone on it by itself. However, at the current time, what we're given, the information that we're seeing, the data that we're seeing, we're still correlated with the market. So that being said, that's all we really have on this particular episode of ClearCryptos Education. Please come back and check us out on the channel. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to be releasing videos. Check us out, turn those notifications on, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That being said, my name is T. Hobbs from the Crypto Shop. That man up there is Jay Seals, and we'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.